Hello and welcome to Education World. We are here today to discuss a very pertinent point about Karnataka mandating that children must be at least the age of 6 to be enrolled into grade 1. While some experts think that this is going to promote age appropriate learning and is in the best interest of children, some others think otherwise. A fear looms that some children who finished UKG just now might have to repeat a year because schools are going to refuse admissions into grade 1 because they've not completed 6. This issue stems from an order which was issued by the Department of School Education and Literacy back in 2022. The department, however, had made it very explicitly clear that there will be an exemption made for the academic years 2023-24 and 2024-25. The order is going to be effective from the academic year 2025-26, which is this June. To discuss this issue in brief, we have with us D. Shashikumar. He is the General Secretary of the Associated Managements of Private Schools in Karnataka and has been a very active voice of private unaided schools in Karnataka. We also have Dr. Vasudeva Sharma. He is the Executive Director of Child Rights Trust and a very active advocate for child rights. We have Sandhya Vishwan. She is the founder of Edit, an education platform, and she's the admin for Bangalore School's Facebook page, which is a very active platform for discussion for parents. So we'll begin with Mr. Shashi Kumar. So time and again, you've approached the government saying that the 6-year rule has to be in place. Why is that so, sir?
See, it's very clear. It is not NEP's order. One should not misinterpret that it is NEP's order. It is a RTE Act. Under that, it was amended and it has been fixed as 6 years, wherein Karnataka has accepted RTE Act and rule from year 2012. This is one most important aspects. Second thing is, see, already there is a 3 years which the order was there, and the students, lots of students have readmitted. They have adjusted to the 6 years of criteria when they want to come to 2025 admission. But there are few unauthorized schools, larger in number, especially on nursery category, and who are not in the system, that is on SATS. They were taken, like, if the schools who are recognized and who were in SATS, when they couldn't admit, these set of schools started admitting them without any following the orders. Now they are trying to chip in with lobbying. And third important thing is, there are certain even schools like elite schools who charge high fee. They have overlooked it and they have got admitted, and there are 5-6 students, and definitely it is not 5 lakh students are there. It is really a nonsense number, because every school has 5 or 10. Even you calculate into all the 20,000, where are the other students then? Are we not admitted under SATS? Where are these students coming into account? This is something you want to provocate the government, saying that it is a NEP's implementation. NEO state government, Mr. Madhu Bangarappa is opposing the NEP, so he may accept. This thing should not happen, because it is in the best interest. After, not only in NEP, there is one component, that is 3 years too, because this country has realized that pre-primary is most important component, and it has come in the form of vision in NEP. That is from 3 to 6 years, especially 85% of the brain gets evolved. And that was there in private schools, but not in public school. Now the government's challenge is to implement there. The other components are, see, neighboring states, there are a number of states, even nationally, this 6 years has been accepted, and there have several orders passed. Dharmendra Pradhan, when he came to Karnataka in Bangalore, when during the Vishal commissioner period, he was particularly pointed out on this, why you have not implemented in proper context? Because
Okay.
nationally the data are been sinking now. SATS is going to apart to pen and UDIs. All these are no. There are a lot of policy matter. There are a lot of other things which across the country we have to see that certain things has to be maintained uniformly. So even
Okay.
Kendriya Vidyalaya follows. Now CBSE is mandated to follow. ICSE may follow. Why not Karnataka again relaxing? How much do you want to relax? This is
Okay.
there every
Okay.
1 year, 2 year, 3 year. This is the heights of stupidity. We say we should not do this time and again. So it happens because now my only one question is, apart from all this, what
Hmm.
about those parents? What about those children who have from this past 3 years adjusted to their thing for 2025 and they are there? Can the government, if you relax there, can you give a double promotion? Again, you want to reconfigure the SATS giving the double promotion because they will come to second standard instead of first standard. Those parents lost a year, those child were losing the year, they have
Certainly.
financially been burdened.
So
All this factor has to be kept. Please understand, it is not NEP, it is a RT Act. We have accepted. The country, most states have accepted, though it is a concurrent place. When for other rules you bring RT into Karnataka, when it comes to this, you cannot think beyond. That is our
certainly.
observation.
Now, I think Sandhya will be able to throw some light on this issue that Mr. Shashikumar has just raised about two sets of parents, one who have already followed these rules and ensured that their child has been admitted at age 6, and the others whose children are still awaiting admissions. So, Sandhya, what is the perspective that you can give us on this?
Okay. So I totally agree with Mr. Shashikumar, and it is
Okay.
absolutely right. This rule had come out 2 years back. What I will throw light on first is the developmental aspect as an educator. As a pre-primary, I have been running a preschool also. So I am very well aware of child development. So the truth is that from 0 to 6 years, each child is developing at a different pace. It is at
Mm-hmm.
6 where it becomes common across. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
yes, there would be some children who would be quicker or slower than the rest, but the government and policies are set keeping in mind the majority and the normal curve. So 6 years is a perfect age to keep for grade one admission. So that primary school education, where academic skills are actually to be built up, they are ready for it. School readiness is built. Now, coming
Mm-hmm.
to the parents, because yes, I do run a large group with 80,000 plus parents, and this is a very common discussion. And in the last month, it has been, we had to stop those discussions because the rule stays as of now.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, yes, I do see it's only a certain group of parents because even in our group, the larger number were aware. We have been discussing this since
Mm-hmm.
2022. Even as Mr. Shashikumar said, though there were smaller preschools who claimed to not to be aware, there are a
Mm-hmm.
larger number of standalone preschools who are not even registered who are aware of it, and they have followed the rule accordingly. Even
Got it.
prior to that, when it was 5 years, 5 months, many schools did not restrict it to that age. They were looking at 5 years, 10 months at least. So they would not take at a lower age. So I think the larger group, when we look at it, there's only a small segment of parents who have not, they have willfully not taken this, even though they were aware, and they have
Got it.
gone and joined in schools that have taken admission for them, looking at um, I understand the economic part. The paying the fee part is the only part that I understand. But
Mm-hmm.
developmental wise, I don't see parents are right in trying to push these children. I think the rule should stay and continue,
Okay.
especially because there was time enough given to take this call.
Yes, yes. I think they did give liberty for two full
So,
academic
so
years.
that was
So,
also because at that point of time, they were to implement it immediately in 23. However, the same question was raised. So the existing
No, no,
LKG,
we
UKG.
requested at that point of
Yeah,
time
LKG,
because
UKG
all were in
students.
SATS. Technically, it was not possible. So naturally, government then convinced to give that 3 years of gap. That was technically
Yes.
also because they were all under RTE Act and rule. Again, Karnataka is following SATS, Student
Yes.
Tracking System. Once we enter there, there will be ID and that has to be carried forward.
Yes,
Yes.
it is even one day does make a difference. They
Not
cannot
even 1 hour.
do that. Yes, so that is a problem.
Yes. So, Mr. Shashikumar was talking about a possibility of this being politically motivated. Now, if I can ask Dr. Vasudev Sharma, do you think somewhere children are going to suffer because of this? And there are a lot of children in the fray here. So, how do you view this development? Are you for the 6-year age mandate?
Probably the panel is one-sided. All three of us agree with the element that
Okay.
there should be no more leeway for
Okay.
this 6 years segment or bracket that is being announced. See, Karnataka, we
Mm-hmm.
have become an example for a peculiar experience. When RTE was being discussed, probably we were in the forefront for campaigning for right to education. I'm talking about way back in 1990s when we were on the streets, we were on forums demanding that there should be right to education for children. Let's go back to 1992 judgment, Supreme Court judgment in Unikrishnan versus State of Andhra Pradesh,
Mm-hmm.
where the court said that every child has the right to have free and compulsory education. There also they had mentioned that 6 to 14 years. It was
Yes.
not brought ad hoc. It was done with lot of scientific evidence and discussions based on both national and international experiences. Now, if you look at the other countries in the world, mostly the schooling starts at the age of 6 plus. You can
Mm-hmm.
have maybe some US examples and maybe one or two European countries where they may say that at 5 years they start the school. Exceptions, very little.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going back to what Mr. Shashikumar was telling, in the RTE, section 3(1) clearly talks about free and compulsory education for children in the age group of 6 to 14. We should
Yes.
also look at that 14 part of it. Why 14? And secondly, we also have in our country a very big turning point or a kind of a landmark that is SSLC in our language,
Mm-hmm.
or 10th standard. So for that, it is expected that a person should be 16 years. So if you look into this matter and accept for the demands made by some fraction of parents, I totally agree with Madam when she said that it's a minuscule number who are demanding that
Yes.
we have to
I
get
think the 5
admission.
lakh number has not been vetted by any government official so far.
No, not so far. They are telling that our children should be admitted at the age of 5 plus itself. See, this is again probably one should not jump on me and say that you cannot talk about that. This is also because of the greedy schools who have already
Mm.
admitted children. Accept that fact.
Yes.
You must have seen and understood in our country, education has become a big market. Many schools have started admission as early as August, September itself. You can see banners, boards being put up on their buses in the school premises. You will find banners being displayed all over the market in the public areas saying that admit your children for first standard. Now itself, it is
Mm.
almost like a reservation, like you reserve.
Mm.
And if you put your child in a particular ABC school, you will not be having an option to go to another school, and the schools create such an euphoria, such a rush to say that if you don't admit your child now in our school, you will not get admission in any other school, almost sounding like that. So parents rush and admit their children paying hefty amounts. You know that today admitting to class 1 costs more than 1 lakh in the so-called
Yes.
prestigious
Yes.
schools. I'm afraid even a recent government circular has issued. Yes, it says that RTE norms to be followed in prestigious schools. I question that. I know this forum is not
What do
talking
you
about
mean by
that.
that?
That is what government has given this circular.
No, I don't
Pratishtita
think so. In which
ಶಾಲೆಗಳು.
circular? Please send me.
Yeah, I will
If it
send you
is
the
such,
copy.
we will definitely take it serious.
It says prestigious schools or pratishtita ಶಾಲೆಗಳು ಅಂತ. I mean, we should shun
Okay.
such things. Even the government attitude has to be shunned. Now, coming back to what Mr. Shishkumar said, I'm sorry I'm quoting him here because he started it. Even NEP talks about it. It is not
Yes.
prescribing. It says that in terms of providing a proper base for children, it is talking about 2 years of previous pre-primary stages. You start at 4 years and go
Three,
2 years. They have to undergo that kind of playing, talking, jumping, dancing,
three
discussions, and
years,
all
three
that.
years.
Yeah, 3 years
three
up
to
to the
three to
6th year.
six, 3 to 6
3 to
years.
6. And then at the 6th year, they're school ready. Madam mentioned that word. It is school readiness. The teachers will have a good time with the children. You
Yes.
need not have to drag the child, push pressure on the child to sit in the classroom and all that. The child will be psychologically prepared. I hope so. So in this background, we have to say that parents accept it. If you snooze in this year, and next year also the same question, probably the same panel will come and discuss and say that no, this year
Yes.
accept children and next year make
Yes.
this policy operational. No, that should not become a kind of a convenience for a few people and then
Yes.
taking it. The last point I would like to mention here is, whose question is this? This is an urban question. Okay,
Mm.
it is the urban people who are talking about admitting their children at an early age. 4 years, probably they are ready to put the child into first standard. 5 years or so, they're ready to put the child in first standard. What about the rural masses? We don't have a proper system in rural areas. Look at them. It is the largest mass of children who are going to school now. So government should not snooze now. They have to put their feet down and don't accept any school lobby. I'm using this word, any school lobby, whether it is recognized or unrecognized, stick to it. 2022, the central government has mentioned about it. They even made a statement in the parliament that some 19 states have accepted. Karnataka was one of them at that point of time.
Mhm.
Now, if we go back, it will be really doing injustice to children, particularly rural children. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think
That
one
is
year or
the
the other
one.
is
No,
bound to be
see,
implemented, rather than encouraging exceptions. Probably there has to be clear guidance on the deadlines so that parents are not left in a state of confusion. I think Mr. Shashikumar was also highlighting this aspect of how there's going to be a data mismatch if Karnataka relaxes this regulation, because UDA also considers six
No,
as
the
the.
main problem, Reshma, if our students wants to go to other state for CBSE or Kendriya Vidyalaya, they will be in trouble. See, there are
Mm.
lot of areas where it will be in trouble, and it is very clear. See, 3 to 6 years of pre-primary was fixed, and it is very clear. There is no ambiguity there or confusion there. Only people who have violated, I am talking about the entire system who have accepted it. We followed the
Mhm.
regulation. That means if your order is not respected, you take some measures. If your order is respected also, it is unfortunate. So please, government should stick on. Don't succumb for the lobby of few. That too, especially they come only on Saturdays. This ITPT people, they try to pressurize, and there are schools behind. We know which schools and which media also. So let us not put this pressure unhealthily. That is our prayer.
Yes, yes. So, Sandhya, if I can quickly, quickly request you to address this issue of these parents who fail to follow these guidelines. What is the alternative for them now?
the alternative will be to repeat UKG, because there is
Okay.
or homeschool for 1 year and do this.
Okay.
On this note, as Dr. Vasudeva was saying, equity is the theme of this NEP 2020. So the one thing also where the parents are struggling is because UKG, if the child is repeating UKG, the child has already completed this and has been doing it well enough. But all schools are expected from grade 1 also to be having differentiation based on the level of the children. NEP 2020 also mentions a bridging program for where it is required for children who are lower. So this, when they're going into grade 1. So 3 to 6, as Dr. Vasudeva said also, is not for academic readiness only. They're supposed to be telling stories, communicating, all their pre-academic
Yeah.
skill sets are what has to be built up.
Sing,
In
dance,
other way to
converse,
tell, it
body
is
language.
pure cortex area stimulation and preparing them. That is like neural wiring has to happen, and this is the best period, first 6 years,
Absolutely.
so that 85-90% of the brain gets wired.
Yes. There would be certain children who are ahead. I'm not saying no, but that is a very, very small number
That's
Yes.
true.
who
Okay.
would be ahead. So, as you said, larger is for the rural crowd, the urban crowd, because of various exposure. The children are slightly ahead. Agreed. However, that can be worked out if you have a proper program where it is more of facilitation versus content or knowledge building in pre-primary.
Sure, sure. So I think if I can quickly sum this up, we had representations from parents, somebody representing the children, and somebody representing private
No, I'm
schools
glad,
today.
and I was wondering Vasudev Sharma might ask for a different request, but I was so happy that all the three are in the same because we think about the child and child's best interest. That should be the spirit. Thank you so much for both of you from my side, because I'm always treated as a educationist and the school representative rather than. So when it comes to children's, we will not
You will
compromise these
struggle
things.
otherwise later, not now, maybe by middle school, and then you cannot repeat because the child psychologically is then aware. In pre-primary, they are not aware if the parents don't put it in their head. For them, their classmates are classmates. They will keep friends
Absolutely.
with anybody.
Ma'am,
So
this is why 1 to 8 pre-pass is also my concern. Because of this, we are totally losing the quality of
I
learning
agree.
outcome.
I
Because
agree.
see, child's learning phenomena is entirely different. We are just making it political and other aspects, and we are just diluting this. Entire country realized, but unfortunately, Karnataka yet to realize.
So I think
Sorry, I'm intruding.
uh,
Shashikumar, it is not free passing. It is not promoting without any reason.
That
The
is
teachers
happening,
have to put
sir.
effort. No, no, no,
Vasudev Sharma, sir,
don't
this
the
is
word
where
free
my pain
passing.
is.
Yes,
all
We
right.
sir.
are doing free
Never
pass.
say promoting without any reason. The teachers have to put effort and help the child
Correct.
to graduate. And I'm sorry, Shashi, you're using the word as if like another lay person telling that free passing. No, no, not that.
No, no, no. See, I'll tell you
No, however,
one
it
important.
happens,
No,
sir.
no, we have to, because 1 to 8, what is happening in Karnataka is, see, when we talk about public school, no teachers, books comes very late, all these are one side. And see, simply promote, promote, promote. See, I'm worried about dyslexic, autistic, SLD,
Yes,
ADSD.
sir.
We are just
Certainly.
pushing
I
them. That is my
Absolutely.
worry also. Around
Yes,
12 to
sir.
Having no
15%.
detention
Even with
policies.
request,
I think
they are
we
not
should let
able to
her
repeat
finish
the
the
class.
conversation because time is going up. Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes,
it's true.
I think this topic on having a no detention policy certainly calls for another panel discussion. So, summing up for whatever we've understood today is that it's in the best interest of children if we start at the age of 6, as in admit them to grade 1 at the age of 6. It's going to be helpful for them even in terms of learning. Secondly, if there are parents, then experts who have admitted their students already, but they're not yet completed the age of 6, then experts do suggest that you either repeat a year or give 1 year of homeschooling in the best interest of the child. So I'd like to thank all three of the panelists for being here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
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 you.
you
you.
so much.